Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's at 20 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the ground report. And Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Nancy. Balraj, good morning, Gemma. Bastio, good morning to you, Wendy and John. Nadira, good morning to you. Michael Scotton, good morning, Troy. Generine, Turat Mohan too, good morning. Farmer Kane Farmer. Good morning to you, Pal. Pamela Palu, good morning. Hanifa D. Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Palraj. Dress School, good morning. Hey, Wendy and John, good morning to you. Hey, Azad Khan, what's up, my brother? Good morning, Jason. Jeffers, good morning. Nigel Black, good morning. Anthony, good morning to you, my brother. Peter Samlal Singh, good morning. Zibrangani, good morning. Nigel Black, good morning. Joyce Ram, good morning to you. Matilda Rhodes, how are you going? A pleasant good morning to you. Marilyn Sicharan. Anne-Marie Amin, all of you, a pleasant good morning. Shelly Ann. Parup, how are you going, partner? Viram, Ragunanan, how are we going? Hey, Anne-Marie Dulal Chan, how are we going? Elizabeth. Mala, good morning to you. Mubarak, a pleasant good morning to you. Anand Tilok Singh, good morning. Bisnat Prasad, a pleasant good morning to you. Mr. Fun, good morning. Nahas Ali and Mr. Ali, a pleasant good morning to you. Baby, good morning to you, baby. My baby plus teacher Balmain. Video up there in Vancouver. Evangeline, good morning, Frank James. Audrey, how are you going, girl? Set up at that big flag. Donna, good morning. What's on your old friend Bernard this morning? Rafi Nanan, what trouble you out to make this morning? Mr. Controversy, you look on yet? Bossman, you get through to any bus this morning? Or the bus late? Darren, good morning. Ishmael Khan, good morning. Nanan, what controversy this morning? Patricia Reed, good morning. Miss Roadbrook, Mommy Roadbrook, good morning. Ann Moonsami, a pleasant good morning to you. Miss Brooklyn, Angie, good morning. Ann Lady, good morning. Jimmy Ramkrit, good morning. Faye, and Mr. Clarence, a pleasant good morning to you all. Big Ram, how are we going? Ravi, aka Postman.com, Trini Nairo. All of you, good morning. Ravi, father, who always look on. Ryan Ali John, good morning. Sheldon Roach, how are you going? Rajendra Maharaj, good morning. Hey, Mr. Tunapuna, pleasant good morning. Ramesh, good morning. Davika Balkaran, a pleasant good morning to you. Radical. You ready to call Mr. Tunapuna, man? And we answer Roseman morning. Yeah, I remember I did call him. He good. Who we in here while is the Silver Fox out in Tobago. I must have good morning to Tobago. The whole of Tobago. Man, Bernie, all of you that are local in Tobago. Good morning, Portia, John Charles, good morning. Rajan, Petra love morning. Kabul, like you know, look one boy. Sunita, good morning. Right, what's on your fun birthday this morning? How was your weekend? Can't wait for we to be back mainstream from next year earlier. We have a lot of work to do. Donna Lewis, how are we going? Angela, how are we going? Lucky Lal. Felix, good morning. And Felix Monty, all of you. Diana, Neely Silva, Delia, KK, school closed yet? Desmond Hines, good morning. Yeah, boy. I know you have plenty rain this weekend all there. Rain every minute. Rain. Farmer cane. What do rain do with you? Primraj, morning. Cassie Williams, good morning. Bobin, let's be good morning. Samuel, morning, brother. I like how you all look on early on. All they start to clean up. All they wind down. All they clean up. All they place. Abigail, good morning. The General, good morning. Some all they done parade. I know some most always parade like for the Diwali. I think like our Hindu brothers and sisters, Diwali time, because I think it's around Diwali, always pop all the lights one time. And always people don't have all the place ready for Christmas already. I think so, you know. Princess Tongue morning. How about you Christians? All of them poor already, you know, people like to wait last minute for the late Christmas. You're now doing this, now doing that. We're going on with you all so far for the Christmas. Well, the Christmas, for sure, because it have a new government, it's the first Christmas with a new government. So I think it might be, it will be better. It should be better for each and every one of us. Imagine Ali, good morning. Orison, morning. Joanne, morning. Cassie says she almost put. My work almost put. Finish. Well, you almost rack up. Hey, Joanne, listening out in Jacksonville. Morning. Trinity, morning. Gemma, Sibasad, morning. Who sending that first voice note this morning? Who starting off the program this morning? Who coming with the first front burner this morning? Brian Lochan, all Brians, good morning. Tata Lokon, good morning to you all. Hey, Donna Parks Green, how are you going, girl? Let me say again a pleasant good morning to all my brothers and sisters, family and friends out there in Tobago, man. Tobago, Tobago. Here we come. Rada, good morning. Rudal, morning. Pringala Mohan, good morning. Rick Lutzman, good morning. Yo, Brady Bunch, how we going? Let me see who's starting off these voice notes on them this morning here. What's on all your front burner, man? Oh boy, Valerie is sending any news yet? Anybody send any news? Boom, 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 papers. Andy, I want you to touch on Michaela Pandey, who have a problem with CAMS giving the PSA 10%. Was she have a problem? Was silent when Rowley put 4% on the table for public servants. But she see it fit to take 47% for herself. Michaela Pandey. 47% for herself. I don't think she jumped in that day. No, remember, she's not in the politics or in parliament to get that kind of money. Rain falling on the side. What is there? Why is rain real falling? No, hard. Really hell, why? No, like I was hearing things. I know. I get to go outside to see her. Hey, 007 morning, brother. Also, Michaela playing the fool. Yeah, the Tobago campaign will be kicking off this week. From weekend, eh? Yeah. How to put things in place to head to Tobago. Remember that election is just the 5th Friday, you know. The 12th, you know. That Friday, that next day, the 12th. Like right there, you know. Hold on. Let me just put this call on the board there. Hold on. Let me put the call on the board. Let me hear William Saunders. Good morning. Let me hear who on the line for the first call and what is their contribution this morning here. What's their from Buna? Mina Steiner. Good morning. Just now. All right, let me make sure you're on the board there, man. Morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Andy,
use the first call.
You know it's this season right now?
Yeah, but
you know this season to be giving and sharing here, man?
Yeah, well, use the first call. Yeah, use the first call. So I hope.
Yeah, I say, well, good morning. I give one thanks to life right now. Tyrell Williams on my end here. You know, this is the season of giving and sharing. And this is joy, to have joy. Right now, I mean, seeing joy, you know. But I born with joy. God is the boss. All my friends and them remain in the dark. Nobody reaching out to me. I say good morning to better know that Stabakit. How long you calling me? About 2-3 months, but you tell me when I do this, when I do that. Right now, I ain't seeing nothing. I just getting some broken promises right through. Look how long I'm reaching out to certain ministers, knocking on doors and this and that. Concerning my thing, I seen Harry, Paul, Jane, John, all of them getting grants and all them kind of thing. And a man like me who bringing all my records, they done pass through all legal challenges already. And the man who they hugging up and kissing up with it, they can move red tape and let me know if I'm moving forward or if I get in this or I get in that. So, as I say, I suffer personally. I love you and say I go suffer personally for whatever to hold on for 2028. I go hold on. That time I give my call and I'll come on the radio station and call out his name because he's a man calling me and tell you something. Tabakit, and they love to understand, give my call. And they have a Merry Christmas, eh?
All
and
right.
a bright and prosperous New Year and a safe carnival, right?
All right, partner.
Partner, I know enemies I have, but bless.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Nigel Black, good morning. Danny, good morning, Frank James. Penny, good morning. Rafi said the UNC sharing traffic tickets only. When I see that like he was talking to somebody. Yeah, UK lock on, 007 morning. Hey, Tony and Shanta. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Okay, Andy, God bless you. God bless Lennox Smith. God bless you. TC and all you. All you're trying to save this country. All you're doing good things. Granny here ain't everything because of all the program. Right? And what Granny wanted to say this morning is, I get so old, I walk in with stick. I have never seen a government pass to the world like this PNM government and this Rowley government. look from the jail to the outside what is taking place. And who create that? That create under Rowley and them from this jail with the bandits to the outside. That create under the Rowley government. That was never there before. Look what taking place in the country, a beautiful country that I grew in. That I could have walked any hour at the night. An elderly could have come out in the day. You can't come out in the day now from up on the night. Boy, what Granny go say, God bless all you. All you're trying to save this country, and I want to talk about the American. I'm glad the American here. I'm glad the American is going to drag out Maduro and kill him. I'm glad. I'm glad for the country. God bless all you. And I'm glad if all the TNM could go. I don't want to hear none of the TNM. They're good at all. The opposition could have support something good, the children hospital, the children life fund. They're good at all. Asking all them Indian TNM, where they, like we burn down, and all them African TNM, they get out of that party. That party every country in trouble. Thank you, son. God bless all you.
Exim Jetters, boy. Business community calls for quick transaction after shock firing of CEO. Worried about continued forex. They're worried about the continued forex, and the CEO was Navin Dukarine. I think that Winston Dukarine son. Sherry Morning. I think that Tara Morning. I think that Winston Dukarine son, you know. What are you worrying about? Last Friday, removal of Naren Dukarine as Exim as Export-Import Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, CEO has sparked concerns across the business community, with chambers calling for urgent measures to ensure continuity and stability at the state-owned financial facility. The leadership shake-up comes even as foreign exchange shortages remain one of the most pressing challenges for businesses nationwide. Paradap confirms cuts on Christmas party spending. In light of prevailing economic challenges, government ministries and state enterprises in Trinidad and Tobago are implementing measures to curb non-essential spending during the festive season. According to Minister of Public Utilities Barry Padap, this forms part of the broader effort to exercise physical discipline. That is good, eh? That is real good, eh? Because plenty of the ministries and them they're broken, and then remember that they find that money by now on Christmas to pay these public servants. And then some of those ministries, they're under pressure, they're broken. And yet still they will have all kind of big parties, spending a set of money. That really in Oga well at all. It really not. I wouldn't come across good neither. All the old thing. Only thing that is a good measure the government put in place to cut spending. Christmas spending, meaning parties, Christmas parties and them kind of bacchanal thing in ministries. What do you think? And again, the murder continues. 4 killing gun attacks across Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, 4 men killed in 4 separate incidents that took place between Friday night and yesterday morning across Trinidad and Tobago. The 4 killings took the murder toll to 342 for the year. Hey, that murder toll real low, boy. I mean, one murder, as Anna Roberts just say, is plenty. One person get killed is plenty, but impediment was in power there, boy. That murder toll was all kind of 5 something. It border than that 5 something 6. But look, the murder toll is less than 400. We in December, the year nearly done. Just from April 28th to now, under this new administration, maybe what the murder figures real going down. It real going down, boy. Yeah, boy. I know. We go. When you hear 3 something, that is when it's like it's all in the middle of the year. That's what used to be under the PNM. Mark Thomas said, what about the murders that was not recorded? That's true. That murders that was not recorded. But the recorded ones is way less. Yeah, way less. The recorded ones. It's way less than what the PNM, or well, under the former government. That's true, 007. It's good, but we had to try to do better. Well, with things being in place and put in place, Philip, good morning. With things being put in place under the new government, remember it will take late time for certain things to fall into place. Crime analysts at regional symposium say the Trinidad and Tobago's 6th and 7th gangs causing rising violence up the islands. That ain't good at all. They say that the 6 and the 7, you know that will go. Remember, long time it was Muslim and Rasta and Muslim and them thing. Now it's 6 and 7s. So Guardian is look for thing. But I put it on page 10. U.S. military officers say raider in Tobago can be used in conflict with Venezuela. Well, boy, Parry calls out government on lack of accountability. Hey, Parry call out the government on lack of accountability.
Facts about the recent appearance of foreign military personnel on local soil should have been addressed by government, says former United National Congress MP Rushton Parry. Citing the recent appearance of foreign military personnel on local soil as an example of poor communication, Parry said there are clear signs that accountability is slipping. People saw the recent appearance of foreign military personnel on local soil, footage circulated online. Even if operational details must remain confidential for national security reasons, the basic facts should have been addressed, Parry said in a post on Facebook in an apparent comment on the controversy over the installation of a US radar in Tobago. Silence breeds suspicion. When a government refuses to communicate on something people can plainly see, it damages trust and fuels unnecessary anxiety. Parry said without accountability, suspicion grows. Accountability is a stabilizer. It protects public money, builds trust, keeps young people engaged instead of cynical. It strengthens democracy by exposing problems early. It forces clarity and consistency and forces leaders to treat citizens as adults, he said. If TNT wants to move forward, leaders must open the space for real questions. They must answer even when it is uncomfortable. They must communicate clearly on issues people witness for themselves, including the presence of foreign military personnel. He said every parliament sitting gives another example of accountability slipping.
Yeah, but accountability based on spending, that is not what it is about it. I believe on our seriousness, national security is national security. And it will have things that the government of Trinidad and Tobago would not be able to tell the people based on national security. Confidence grows in public, with the public, when it comes to accountability and transparency, between me and you mostly is when you're actually spending our money. Or you're buying something, or you're going and sell one of the assets and them kind of thing. But accountability for a radar put, I mean, people making too much halabulu over that day. And then, well, Timothy said that keeping Christmas parties is something that keeps people united. It should not be abolished. Sandy Jones, morning. That issue, they can't be on every man. Oh God, we all smart enough to know well, all right. It have a war brewing with Venezuela. Regime change, bacchanal. We all have to be smart enough to know the threats that was coming in the direction of Venezuela. So what them do? Don't open nothing. So in case now, let me say a missile coming in the direction. Them same radar, them go pick it up. And them submarine and all them boat out, they go shoot it down before it hit. Well, yeah, I honestly believe that it is irrelevant. That whole radar issue is being over brutalized. That is all some people looking for to grasp on. Radar. Leave that alone. Let me see who else have who send any voice notes here while we continue to go through all the various news. The fireworks regulation bill goes to the House tomorrow, please God, y'all. That is for all you dog lovers and senior citizens that do like that fireworks thing. Yeah, boy, 007 is overkill on that whole radar scenes. So, Granny and many of you that don't like that fireworks thing, well, the bill goes to Parliament, regulations bill goes to Parliament tomorrow, please go on. Daulat said 97 police officers deployed permanently to 50 schools. Ravi urges says farmers to source alternative fertilizers. Which part you're sourcing alternative fertilizers? Farmers will let it. Let me hear what he's saying. We gotta source that.
Iram urges farmers to source alternative fertilizers. Are native fertilizers that farmers can use as the government seeks to settle the ongoing dispute with Nutrien. Farmers have been complaining that there may be an increase in prices for produce due to a shortfall created after the company stopped production for the rest of the year. The shutdown of Nutrien's ammonia operations at Point Leases is slowing the supply of nitrogen fertilizer, which is already affecting the production crops in both pineapple and rice fields. In mid-November, top executives from Nutrien met Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar and other members of government at the Red House in do or die talks on the company's future, after it shut down operations due to a dispute with the National Gas Company, NGC. Nutrien remains firm that it will not pay retroactive port fees imposed by NGC Chairman Gerald Ramdeen, which led to it being temporarily shut down. Asked about the farmers' concerns ahead of Friday's Parliament sitting, Ratiram said, "There are lots of alternatives available with respect to the nitrogen available on the market. There are a lot of alternatives." He added that the government continues conversations with Nutrien. Pineapple farmer Rupchan Chandabali says he has already started using alternative sources of nitrogen, but noted that the price of a substitute fertilizer has started to climb. "Right now, because we cannot get urea, we have no choice but to use sulfate of ammonia," he told Guardian Media last Monday. "This shortage is hitting us hard and the price will keep going up, which means additional costs for us. Urea keeps the plants green. The other salt is more for the bearing and the fruits." Meanwhile, Ratiram said come January, there will be a lot of agricultural youth programs rolled out. He said the audit into the Youth in Agriculture Homestead Program, YAHP, is still ongoing and he is awaiting the completion of that audit before he can say if the program will resume.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? And the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesar all intervene as was just read there in that whole Nutrien situation. What do you all think? Should really government continue to pressure them to pay the fees, port fees retroactive, or write off that and let it start afresh in order to keep Nutrien here, in order to keep about 400 people employed, and don't let it end up like the steel mill that come and close down because the Rowley government. What do you think? I just saying, what do you think? Morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Andy, and good morning to all my Ground Report family. Andy, I trust this government to do whatever is best for Trinidad and Tobago and for the workers of Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? Because there are a lot of people in this place who were in a coma for 10 years. You hear? Some magic medicine woke them up, and they intend to give as much trouble and try to put as much pressure as they could on this government. But let me tell them this blessed Monday morning, this is not 2010 to 2015 when Keith Rowley and his gang terrorize the UNC government and make everything collapse. It ain't gonna happen this time. So they might as well stop it. And I cannot believe the same, them in our born, the same set of people who were here between before the past 10 years, and they kept quiet. They contributed by the silence to the destruction of this nation. Nobody stood up. Nobody fought. It had no demonstration, no nothing. Anything that Rowley and the PNM did, they kept quiet here, and they didn't come out and protest, which is the only way you will get things done. People say, talk about the future, talk about now, forget. We will never, ever, ever forget 2015 to 2025, and we're going to talk about it every day. And you know why we have to talk about it every day? Because the same people, the same mocking pretenders, the same haters that were here then, they stay here now, and these people know verse and chapter, and they bent on destroying and hampering the progress of this land. You understand? When everybody marching these unions, they should be ashamed of themselves. These big men and big women who were in charge of unions, they had the power. They had the power as workers, you understand, to shut down this country and tell Rowley and him, but we don't want no 4%. The workers deserve more, you understand? And by shutting down the country, they will see that they are doing the work and they need them and they ought to be paid properly and they ought to be respected, you know? But Rowley come out like the big body that he is, and you tell them, all you go get the back pay, but all you go lose all your work. And what? Every man just put the tail between their legs and they keep quiet. And the same set every day. They want money, they want their money, they want 6%, and all this kind of thing. Yes, the workers deserve to be paid. And tell me, who don't want money? Who don't like money? Who don't need money? Everybody needs money. But all you can't sit down, and let everything be destroyed. And all you want this government now in 7 months to fix everything and repair everything. That all you sit down and let PNM destroy for 10 years. Look at 10 years. Or look at 10 years and look at 7.5 months. You understand? Stop humbugging progress. You know what, this government did so much in 7.5 months. That these haters, they have no appreciation. Look at the Cuba Hospital, Cuba Hospital. I heard the Prime Minister saying millions of dollars worth of equipment was still in boxes there. I don't care, this nasty PNM never even touch it. They never even care about the children. They let the hospital lock up. He said yesterday, excuse me, that the hospital is about to reopen. They ain't talking about that. Daily Foro ain't talking about that. TV6 ain't talking about that. She said the other night they had been caught. She said they had cars, hundreds of cars that had minor effects. Maybe oil change or a little something needed to fix. They just dumped them in the yard and they wasn't doing it. She had been caught. I can't remember how many, but a whole set of police cars were repaired, and they're back on the road. You understand? All these things are taking place. So many things this government is doing, and they are working to make Trinidad a better place. Nobody ain't talking about that. It's only negative, and bacchanal. You understand? This government made a budget, the first budget for the 5 years, under the conditions that there was no money. PNM destroy everything, and this UNC government still doing everything in their power to fix this land, to fix the economy of this country, to fix everything so that people will live better. But all of a sudden, they want to sit down and did nothing. They want, and they want it now, and they want it now. And they want it, they want it to test it. And this Jennifer Baptiste, what is wrong with the people in this country? The same people, what is annoying me? The same people, the very same people who sat down there and kept quiet. You can't stop talking about that. How every night now, Jennifer Baptiste, on the TV6 News that encouraging them, talking about this Felisa, she shouldn't touch a thing, and she aligned herself with the government, and blah, 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 blah. You know, she did what she was supposed to do for her workers. And you see this back pay and this PSA thing, it is going to be organized, but they're looking for that to collapse to make a back and But let me tell all you this, as I tell all you already, this is not 2010 to 2015. No matter what all you say, no matter what all you do, nothing going to collapse. You understand? And the people going to get their money. Every day they're tripping fire. And you let me go on and say too long. A relative of mine came in, the Trinidad, I think was Friday night at 9 o'clock. She said the line in immigration was so long, yeah, and they have attitude. So our child was crying. And she said, one of the officers said, you see me? I still working on 2013 salary. So I want the relevant authorities this Christmas time to look into immigration and customs, you understand? Not all, but a lot of them in there intend to talk and cause trouble. When you wasn't getting money between 2010 and 2015, why all you didn't go through the airport? Why all you didn't shut down this and shut down that and do what all you had to do for Rowley? If Rowley and Timbert had given all your money from since 2015 to now, you think it would have piled up and reached so much? If he had given all you 3 years, and then 3 years, and then 3 years, you think it would have such a massive back pay that this government had to catch the tail to find the pay all you? Nobody stood up and fought for what is right. Look when they had their policing and they shut down this whole country. People in this country have to understand how much power they have as workers, and they must have the belly and the guts to stand up for what is right. Stop being all those real cowards, big time first class cowards when Rowley was all the Prime Minister. And the same set all you know, all you turn bad on, all you turn bully, and all you want to destroy this government. And let me tell you all of this stuff. For whatever, back whatever. The intelligent people, the ambitious people, as I always say, who want a better country and a better life, we standing firm with the government because we know it is going to happen. It cannot happen in 7 months, but it is going to happen. And with our faith in God and with the confidence in our government, it is going to happen. And all you, when them opposition, you know, listen, Andy, let me go because I can't afford for your program. When you pay for a program, when you see these opposition members, you have to wonder, these same set of gangsters, them is most government ministers, them is the ones who contributed to the destruction of the economy, the destruction of the citizens, the destruction of the country. They are the ones who destroyed 100%. And they're standing up now and telling the thing for the people this, the people want the money, the people want the... all of them, you better take all of them and carry them for what do you call it, for psychiatric evaluation. Because all of them in their position, trust me, there's something wrong with their brain. They're terribly brain damaged. All that is going on now, they were the cause of everything. They were the cause of everything. And the people have to take blame too because they let them do it. You understand? So Andy, God bless you, bless Lennox, bless the program, and thank God, Andy, that you all will be on the radio from next year. Good things come to those who wait. You all got through that, and we will have a better forum to express the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And for the wonderful, beautiful people on this program, it have one or two that call and talk stupidness. But for the ones who really want a better Trinidad and who want to support this government, God bless all of you, and keep on talking, as I say, keep on praying, keep on fighting. We're not going to shut up. You hear? We're not going to shut up. As long as this PNM coming with all the negative and the evil, we are not going to shut up. We are going to stand for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Patricia Reid say 8 months, and you can't find nothing on Rohan, Imbert, Dr. Rowley, Young, or anybody yet within the PNM when it comes to corruption and all those various things.
Well, but this is, the government, they said they have to, in Trinidad is the only place, like they're afraid to lock up them PNM, The evidence is there, and when you go by that, Judy, the first thing she does ask you, where is the evidence? The evidence is there that they destroyed this country. Patricia Reid and all of them, so, them so, you have some people, Andy, they so like gutter thing. They so like low life thing. They so have no ambition. They so don't want. And these same people will do everything in their power to make sure that the rich get richer and they tell you stay poor. You understand? When all you're supporting shipping is, all they making the rich get richer, and the evidence is there. I remember when PLM was in government. They did. I remember when he brought a delegation from India. PLM used to embarrass. They used to embarrass the opposition since in the days. I think Pandey was a prime minister, and the nasty PLM carried him to court. He went to court, and for what? All of them, they set up demand because they wanted to destroy UNC. So why UNC now don't get cracking and start carrying all of them, PLM to court? Because they're guilty like hell. You understand? And all they do is waste the money, get into their friends, do everything wrong, and have weird wrong today, suffering. Everybody could have been living comfortable if that PLM wasn't taking everything for their friends, the family, and the 1%, and the deceitful people. They figure it's all right for them to suffer. It's all right for the rich to get richer and the poor to get poorer, you understand? But I find it's about time they start charging all of them. All who
but what were the people who will say? What were the people? What were the people who will say? Well, at the end of the day, the government is not the police. The government can investigate. The government can do that. The have institutions that's supposed to do that. And then Patricia Reid is also saying all the BS UNC feed people showing up now. So my question is, what BS that they feed the people of Trinidad and Tobago, other than to cut the property tax and to do certain things? I see the crime rate, the murder rate lower than before. But you go ahead, Mami.
Yes, Andy, the blind could see this government is performing. It is a new government. It's not a band of magicians, you hear? All like Patricia Reid and them, they had to take 100% responsibility for allowing the PNM government to destroy this country for the past 10 years. The people have power. If water could turn off the water, and let me tell you, you could victimize one, you could victimize two, but you can't victimize thousands, you understand? The people in this place, they don't have they don't know the power. And Patricia Reid like them, so you see them, and I wish it had a place. I don't care some of them, they might say, yap, they might say I'm talking too much, but let me tell you this, I don't care. I say what I have to say because what is right and what's wrong is wrong. And all of them who is PNM till they're the PNM addicts. I wish we could have find some place to put them, move them out of the face, like the people who want a better life, people who want growth, who want the country to be a better country. Let me live here and fight to make our country the beautiful country that it is, you understand? And UNC look, Andy, look at the taxes for the homeowners and the renters and things, you understand? I hear but this madman, this senile old man, I hear he saying that this government taking little poor people who have a little room renting to get a little extra income and making and charge and taxing them and that is it's so unfair to these poor people. I said, but I'm so the top psychiatrist in Trinidad. I want him to check in with you know. This same man if they win the election, all of you would have had to pay property tax. I see with my own too. I have a couple from the government. They all and people in this country they better lay off the UNC because you know why? These same people, these same set of cowards, they went in the hot sun and line up and to pay property tax because Rowley threatened them and Ember threatened them. You hear? This couple, they said they had no money. They take their food money and their medicine money and they went to pay the property tax because they're afraid Rowley and they're afraid them both. You understand? And these same people now they want to come and terrorize and bully this government. I want this government to be strong. You understand? Also to be kind and take care of the people, but take a place out of Rowley box and deal with them, son. You hear? Deal with them. Let them know this is the government, and you're going to do what is best for Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And all you are not going to be bullied by the people who intend to destroy this nation. They're trying to fix it. They're trying to build back the place. And they are when I watch the news, I just watch the news because you know what? I just want to see what they're saying. And when you see this Doris Polo and all of them and CNC3, they bring things that everything. This one said that, the other one said that, negative. They should, I think this will still be a little more balanced because they show about the cars that fix on the hospital and things. Why it is? This is not about Camilla Papa plus our decessor. This is not about the government of Trinidad and Tobago. This is about fixing Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They're not understanding it's a country that one government destroyed and another government trying to build and fix. And all the PNM haters, they still want to keep me back in the gutter. But let me tell all you this now. UNC pulling me out. We pulling me out. It's the first budget. And they make it good for the resources that they have. All you can imagine, when they revive the economy, you see they're looking for investors, they're looking for this and they're looking for that. When they revive the economy, all you can imagine what the budget, the second and the third and the fourth budget will be like. But no, all you're thinking about that. No. You understand? But Andy, by the grace of God, God is in charge. He's the boss. And he's going to work and guide this government to fix this country. But the only thing I'll be sorry for, I have no sorry for. I wish it was possible for the people, the UNC people, or at large, the people who really want a better life. I wish they could have get everything good, and the rest of them, we could have put them behind some wall, as I said already, and leave them day to day, because they may want nothing. Andy, I'm going up the road now. So you have a good day, and every blessings to everybody. And you know something? We are going to continue fighting. Hello?
Yes, we are.
Oh, yes, Andy, darling. Yes, we are going to continue fighting. We are going to continue talking. And no matter how much lies, no matter how much negativity they come with, no matter how much, when you listen to all of these who's supposed to be so qualified, everybody putting in the 5 cents work. And let me tell you, Andy, now, CNC3 making sure they find all them PNM analysts and the scientists and the criminologists, all the ones who come in with, nobody come in with a solution or nothing to build. Everybody who have a negative opinion about this government and what this government is doing, they bring them on the news. But the people who know better want all you to stand up every morning and be firm. We are moving up. We are going to fix this country. It is going to take time and it is going to take patience. But let them know, Trinidad is going to be the Trinidad that we wanted to be, and none of them haters will stop this progress. Blessings to all, and I want the ministers, the Prime Minister and the ministers to be strong. I like Padarat and all of them be strong, stand up firm. When they come asking all your dotish questions, you give them dotish answers, you understand? Because, you know, they want to terrorize this government. But one thing I sure about, they have a whole set of intelligent, strong ministers, and the Prime Minister, she is able, and she's doing an excellent job, and I want my government, my Prime Minister, and my government to stay strong, and no matter how they try to bully all you, let them know that all you is the boss, and they can't bully all you. And as for the police commissioner, hey, it's about time you start charging these people. PNM did it when they were in government. They look how much people in UNC. Innocent people, they lock up. But lock up all of them now. It's about time. You hear? Anyway, Andy, blessings to you. Blessings to all the beautiful people who call on this program making sense. And, you know, let us continue the fight. You know, we're not giving up. For whatever, back whatever, we're not giving up. And who find me talking too much? Well, you know, that's too bad for all you. Blessings.
Oh boy, call Mikey boy. right, next caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Maggie, Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the world on the World Wide Web. A pleasant good morning to each and every one. Season greetings. May the true light shine in each and every one heart and mind. We always know that since the coming of baby Jesus, it have the haves, the have-nots, and the oppressors, and those who put us in poverty for their own personal gains. Let's remember our Messiah came and saved us from wickedness and evilness. So, Andy, I would like to ask some questions to you, may you permit me, right? The PNM lost election on the 28th of April. And from then to now, I never hear the caretaker political leader, Penelope Beckles, ever say one day that how much good things they had done for the fiscal package and what they had done for this economy and how they leave it in what position they leave it in. India as a the finance minister never said that his package, when he was there, comparing to our finance minister now, that to compare his doing for the working class, what he had delivered for the working class, healthcare, the public transport, and the average senior citizen and the youths. What is the program they had done and what is their accomplishment? They just go to Parliament and I don't even hear them talking when they're debating. They never say they did this and they get this and they did that for the people. All I hear in the interim caretaker Penelope Beckles, and she grew up at 13. All they're talking about every single thing for the betterment of the citizens across Trinidad and Tobago. They're shutting it down because they're opposing for opposing's sake. Patricia Reed, I would like to say, honey, if you just keep your ears in the right place and listen to the Parliament channel and follow the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, you would have learned that the true procurement, where an excusals, where the last PNM regime acquired the wealth, there is a finance bill was in the Parliament, went through the Parliament, upper and lower house, and was passed. In that bill, it have to explain your wealth, explain who is the owners of companies, and explain how you gain contracts, right? And they come about. So that is the first step how a UNC government is governed, by law. So they will now the PNM could be investigated because when the minister take their excusal, who get the contract, who name on the contract, and who is the ghost contractor, and who are the shady companies. So they can investigate it by law. That is law on the statutory books we have. So it take a little time. It's not like here say, them say, and go and do what I say. Because Keith Rowley had police commissioners on his side. Because just before the general election, right, the National Security Minister, Marvin Gonzalez, and an acting police commissioner, which didn't answer the question yet, and nobody up to this day asked him, who are the people will not do business with Trinidad and Tobago because if the government change. So you see the alignment, and they put their commissioner and the top dogs on them to steer their command. So Patricia, this is a land of law, and everybody have rights. So that's how the UNC does operate. And coming to the nutrient, we had to ask the questions when the deck were financing the PNM, the board was financing party and FET for the PNM party group and the party general council, and giving donation. We want to know the 28 million US dollars. Who waived it and didn't pay it? And is to ask the question, did that $28 million went in somebody's account? We had to find out. And then you see all of a sudden Stuart and Mitchell talking about leaving because of $28 million on pay bill. No, something had to be wrong, and we had to find out what it is going on there. Because the track record showing you that the TTRA, right, or the PNM say that India say that they will get $10 billion. Because when my esteemed political finance minister, the Virginia Tanku, said that he will strengthen the border inland revenue and give it the powers and put the powers to be, right? And now he adjusts the tax bracket and do it the right way. India coming out now and saying that the small man and the small man. Mr. Smallman yourself, you have targeted willfully those set of people who was looking to make an extra dollar to keep surviving with your property tax. And you put it at 3% and $5,000 mandatory, but they must pay it. And they didn't even do the assessment right. So he was keeping money under false pretense and bullying. So all the diversion, all the 13 is coming up with. The people have to know that if they want to go back to 10 years at the PNM and wait till 2028 for the drag and gas, and yet still a simple thing with non-disclosure was with the healthcare system in COVID. And you know how much people, family dead, they kill them, they give them the medicine, selling the medicine, and they kill them. And then you see, nobody question yet how the WHO head came to Trinidad and already gave him an award, and he gone back where he come from. All of these things to be investigated, it takes time. So while the PNM trying to put up the smoke screen, I'm not hearing Penny and Avery Brown and them that how much attraction they bring to this country and investors, how much the economy grow under their watch for the 10 years, how much new investment and how much billions of dollars investment they put. But you hear Stuart on a campaign trail telling you how much money it have in the economy. But now you're seeing it when other people is looking for it. And they see how they're provoking. They want cash. Everybody want cash. But all they run and sign with the PNM. No Felicia is at IUNC. That is good. She make a right decision. But I want to ask Jennifer Baptiste, where you is now? Not really Bowers at the PNM? And you wasn't a President General before? Anthony Garcia, you was the head of tutor. And your state teachers was the worst thing. And see trouble under you. And where you was a minister again in the PNM. So what they try to do, what they talking about union is not aligned with politics. Don't forget the President General of the OWTU. We can remind you when we talk openly. He did align himself with the UNC, and when after he find it ain't going good, he went over to the PNM and already reneged on the agreement. He dragged a mannequin for Rowley, and Rowley still kicking, and he still swallow his pride. The most important thing, he swallowed his pride, and he apologized to this country and the workers and them because he see that as his members was suffering, and he stand up for his members by doing the right thing, affiliated with a government who can deliver for the workers.
Thank you.
That's why you have a nice day.
All right.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
I hope you get through, Lennox. You will let me know if you get through. Go ahead, caller.
Andy Williams, President, good morning, my brother.
Morning to you, brother Carnage.
Pleasant good morning.
Where's the
Pleasant
latest?
good
Where's the
morning.
latest with
But
the
I
war?
would look.
Where's the latest with the war?
Well, let me chill off the war for a little moment. I have something to send for you, right? But I want to say something to Trinidad and Tobago this morning, Andy. Mommy Woodbrook, pleasant good morning to you, my darling. Nice contribution. Andy, your boy there by the grace of God. What I want to say this morning, right? Remember, Tobago, I want to say pleasant good morning to all Tobagonians. I want to say pleasant good morning to the people of Tobago for taking it upon themselves and showing the former Prime Minister that they don't want no part-time, right? He had a meeting scheduled for yesterday, right, in the community center. And there 5 people came, 20 came, and they postponed the meeting. So the former Prime Minister, when he was talking big and advertising, he have a meeting, nothing had come out of that. That to show you how Tobagonians really serious when coming to PNM. But we in Trinidad and Tobago here, we have to take a little page from Tobago book, right? Take a page from Tobago book because people of Trinidad and Tobago, like Brother Carnage talked earlier this morning now, right? We're making a set of horrible one, we're making a set of bacchanal about the back pay, right? For 10 years, right? They give us 2 by 2, 4%. They have who could not wait, they have who could not go before the court, and they could not wait and they accept it. The PSA and the NUGFW, they and the union would never accepted the 4%. Them rather was to take the matter to court and wait till administration come in. This administration run by the Honorable Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa. And people of Trinidad and Tobago only could say what they want. Only could try to do what they want. Only could try to bring down the government or what they want because only dealing with race. Only on race. Only find a woman of Ms. Kamala's status could never be the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I want to tell all this something here. You see, from 2010 to 2015, I'm telling all that since that time, and I will continue telling it all now. That woman mean good to Trinidad and Tobago, right? But all you not understanding it and seeing it for what it is, right? Let me say something to all you again. Every 3 years, every 36 months, once you are working government, the government are entitled to pay you back an reimbursement once they are taxing you every 36 months. And the PNM bring that in a way that they doesn't even give you nothing. They doesn't even give workers nothing. They're taxing you and they're taking your money. That $3.6 billion, what was accounted for when the Auditor General thing? That is money could have paid the back pay and Calimbot and them thief that money. That bail and money, Trinidad and Tobago. Right, bail and money, and up to now, they still can't find where that money went. You know what? But they get 4%. Some people run and take it. You know what? And now the people who say, well, they will wait, and a new administration come for workers. Why workers have to go through these things? Why workers have to go through these things? Only under UNC administration, which I will explain on here, on that Panday, we get back pay. Right? And under Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa from 2010 to 2015, we get back pay. Rowley and them spent, under the PNM, they spent 10 years in lawsuits, and they refuse. This is money that they are owing the population of Trinidad and Tobago, the own workers. Thank God for the union representative and them that they can represent workers, because we did not know union, Trinidad and Tobago would not know nothing. Nothing more than kind of money. You know what? So the consolidated fund where the CORA is concerned, NUGFW, bring that matter to court because the PNM didn't want to pay that. All they hear for all the years, all they write in Trinidad here, all they seeing, all they hearing, all they know what's going on. All they know that the PNM victimized, the PNM wicked, all they know the PNM deliberately help people, they spend out all the money. The thief up all the money, and watch what we had to be going through. Watch what Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa government had to be going through to please the workers. She made a promise she would see what the workers, and she is doing that. But the 13 dissident, and they're only trying to be, what is it called? They're only trying to be relevant in Parliament to make it look like the PNM is still alive. Trinidad and Tobago, please listen to Brother Carnat. There comes a time when we have to get rid of the PNM, because if you put back Carlin Boney, if you put back Penelope Beckles, Stuart Young, Marvin Gonzalez, and all of them, who we put them back? The same people who were there for the 10 years, who disrespect the people at Trinidad and Tobago, disrespect workers, it's the same people they will be putting back there. If all they take go out to the church and look to build back and build back PNM, and they only want to support them, Trinidad and Tobago. Think about what Brother Kana just saying, please. Right? If you got money there, all the things must come up for service sector. And Brother Mr. Tanku, the Honorable Minister of Finance, all the feel they would not be paying any money, right? All the feel they have money there. But this administration would not be paying any money, right?
Karaj.
So let me take this time, Trinidad and Tobago, and support the administration, support Ms. Kamala Prasad, Mr. government, and we will see change in this country. Watch how much thing this woman do already. Look at the hospital, the children's hospital. Look, she organizing to open that. You know what? Look how much thing this woman do since she in power. 8 months, Trinidad and Tobago, and we just, all they just hateful, boy. All they don't want nothing but in Trinidad and Tobago. Look, the former Prime Minister, the leading country open. The leading country open to the same foreigners and them, to the same Venezuelan and them. No, because Ms. Kamala Prasad, Mr. have the Americans here, people making that a big issue. The Americans here, they don't protect with their security. Remember, we didn't have security for years under the PNM, Trinidad and Tobago. What do they want to hear again, people? What do they really want to hear again, and to understand that this government being good for us, boy? The PNM is not good for Trinidad and Tobago. All they see it, all they know it. Look how we call them Trinidad and Tobago, and nobody come out, and we are going to send the clip for you, brother. I'll look to understand again for now.
Send the clip for me, let me see. Oh boy, but Karaj, before you go, you there? Right, don't go on. Let me say morning to Ban. Long time I didn't see Ban. But Ban is saying that the band is come with all kind of, when he do come on, it's real sharpness. Susan morning. Andy, do you think, like Ban, Andy, do you think that the NCC will charge Kamala on war crimes? We are talking about Ban. What war crimes the NCC could charge Kamala for? What war crimes Trinidad and Tobago is perpetrating? So that tell you, Ban, well, let's come on, miserable. Right? Your Ban going again. I think she will run to Florida to avoid being arrested. Arrested for what? Come on, man, Ban. Come on, man, Ban. Come better than that. Caller, you need to worry about the ICC arresting Kamala. By Ban again. Telling COP that. For what? For what? ICC for what? Man. Let me continue. Let me say morning to Mr. Lenny. Mr. Lenny, a pleasant good morning to you. Rasta Ann Jackman. I not too long find back your number, boy. It was saved under something different. But I was looking out for your call and I didn't see your call. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
A pleasant morning to you, to the pitbull, my brother Andy Williams.
Yes. Good morning to you. And one more thing. Just away. I think somebody did say, it's either Ban or Patricia Reed said that Karnat is lying, that PNM paid the 2014 money or back pay or something so. So I ain't too sure. I'll go back to these things to check. And Mother Bernie, a pleasant good morning to you. Mother Bernie said, Mr. Carnage, you are so right. PNM nothing in Tobago. They're dead. Well, obviously she's saying they're dead. Right? Patricia Reed, you only laughing at Ban on his stupidness. Right? Go ahead, Mr. Tabakit. But before you go ahead, Mr. Tabakit, landline. Hold on, Mr. Tabakit. Landline, morning.
Good morning, Andy, Mighty Kerr, Lennox, Trinidad and Tobago, Central here.
Right, but
Central.
Central,
Good morning.
I take it because no use our landline. After use Mr. Tabaki, let's hold on for my central contribution dinner. Right, quick.
All right, short and sweet, Andy.
All right.
I must say, good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Brother Carnage, going to the top of the class. Miss Woodbrook, well, great contribution as usual. You understand? Now, this is the 13 bad spirits that balance up in the whole cabal. Trinidad and Tobago, let us unite together as it did before for the general election. And let us bury these 13 bad spirits politically in the cemetery for life. They see set up fight and bad mind and wickedness and cold-hearted movement that is thinking dirty, spraying hand of vision carrying a country wicked death administration for the PNM. Trinidad and Tobago, we finish dealing with them now. And dealing with the whole country. We finish dealing with them politically now. Because I can't understand Trinidad and Tobago, how these people are fighting the goodness of the people. So whatever people are is human assault for one. To say one for the pocket and say about all the friends and family and finances. Which is known for the last 9+ years. Is wicked or the wicked so? Is dirty or the dirty so? And they don't have the right thinking of the people in this country. Don't run them up and man. You don't come in front of all the people and tell them go for the front of the place. Trinidad and Tobago, and I go to Tobago and sit them out early. They don't want to pass them. Tobago kudos for and kudos forever. Because all these people stand on the word. According to what he's saying, Trinidad just have to take a page out of the book and learn from it. You understand what we're saying? I tell you when these people just go up inside and they're just blind that day. Trinidad and Tobago. You understand when that 15 bad spirit go up inside that day when they like to go and sit down and talk, try and take AC and drink nice. You understand that? To do people wickedness, they just spoil with it. You understand? Then it's 15 bad spirit. So Trinidad and Tobago, when you see any election time come again, because that's all the local election. Don't play with these people, men. Get rid of them. Run them. And let them know you have one known. All of them dead. Waiting to finish burying all in this country politically. Because all you know about all themselves. You understand? Wait till them fighting on this 10% thing when the bacteria and this and that later. When are you going on with this call out to PNM? Or they learn enough already, or they get enough insult from the people already. When they keep fighting up on themselves about leave people that are fighting in this country a little bit. They really pushing up on their whole self and nobody wants to see on here. Nobody wants to see on here. PNM want to them dead, go so. Nobody wants to hear on here. You understand? And this petition lead, he's a funny man. Run up yourself and put on a fake profile and see look at this one and that one. You don't know. We don't go down this program. This is an educated, strong platform called the Ground Report. This is about performance and things that concern people in this country. So all the PNM nights talk about sit down, corruption, and watch performance. Because all they say is who condone the wrongdoing to the 9+ years gone. You understand? And we don't want to run up on itself. What is it so on where's his win? You understand what I'm saying? Action and performance. And that's what we're going to see by this performing, working hard, working government. You understand what I'm saying? Under the leadership of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Prasad, she is the best and she will forever be the best. That is what you call leadership. That is what you call performance. And that is what you call concerning about the people business in a country. You understand? And one more thing I want to get clear to Andy. You see we buy KFC, you want to say, let me stop fighting with each other, Trinidad and Tobago. If we know one of the people is being hurt, and the concern is to the red, then there are people who are being placed to sort out these things, to deal with these issues and them. Right? Nobody is going to be saying that run up yourself and talk something. At the end of the day, to see one of the people going down, we need to put our help in and pull them out of that's going on right now. Plenty of bad manners. Who votes laws, no business. Because I tell you, before I tell you, it's righteousness to deal with. And if we know we deal with the people and them, deal with them the way they're supposed to be dealt with accordingly. Simple math. You understand? Because at the end of the day, everybody has to be in a proper order. You can't go for this one and that one and you go the other. And everybody is on the train. You understand? When I say on the train, I mean that the right thing to government will say about people. But if you keep hearing something constantly, there are people who have to listen to concern and deal with the matter. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, Trinidad and Tobago, we are one people, one nation, one love. Unity will always be the core in this place. And as to the thinking, dirty man, the corrupt people in the government, all the back down. Because all they really want to see the wrong side in the citizen in this country. They don't split out all you. You take it all, remember? We go finish the real politically. And that will be the end of the PNM. Who don't like it, could sleep well. Remember, we see your people when it comes to things. And you don't know, we are playing. Come down to the Mary. Yellow was the code, and we go finish them off with the yellow. You, look and listen, Andy, and you don't know. How is that?
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Tabakit.
Pleasant morning to you, the Pitbull Andy Williams. You hearing me, my brother?
Yes, yes.
Let me say good morning to Michael Kerr and to the Englishman, my brother Lennox Smith, and Andy, to our beloved Prime Minister and political leader of the United National Congress, the Honorable Ms. Kamala Prasad-Visesa. Madam Prime Minister, that milestone you moved yesterday by rededicating and reopening the children hospital for saving children, that shows the love and affection you have for the nation. Any prime minister that putting children first, Madam Prime Minister, I want you to go to the head of the class and don't move. Andy, let's deal with the Tobago issue quickly. I want to Mayday, come in. Andy, do not advise the PNM to my activists and my people. Let Dr. Rowley commit political suicide in Tobago. Andy, let me repeat, let the man come out. By Dr. Rowley coming out there, he is about to commit political suicide for the PNM. Let him come out and campaign. What he will do, he will remind the Tobagonians how he suffered them for 10 years. Andy, let me repeat. I want to tell my activists and Tobago people, don't stop him. You all should be glad. Every time Dr. Rowley talk and he have a conversation with Tobago, you all must remember for 10 years how he suffered his own people. Dr. Rowley was one of the most wickedest Agai boy. Dr. Rowley was one of the most wickedest people to his own people in Tobago. Andy, let Tabakit repeat. Let him come out. Don't stop him. Don't hint to Dr. Rowley nothing. Because I'm glad he was coming out. I'll tell you why. When he comes out, the Tobago people will now ask him pertinent question. And to the Tobagonian people, do not take it lightly. Do not allow the PNM, because let me say this, Baliger House in Trinidad, that is controlling the PNM in Tobago. Tobago, if all you was closing all your fridge door, let me repeat. Baliger House in Trinidad that is controlling the PNM in Tobago. Nothing have changed with the PNM. Don't be hoodwink PNM. Mother Bernie and the likes of the people in Tobago, all you put fire in all your belly and send a message to Dr. Rowley. Let me say this. If all you put back the PNM, all you're putting back Dr. Rowley in charge. Penny is not in charge of the PNM. Tobago, let me tell you this, let me repeat this. Penny is not in charge of the PNM. It's Stuart Young and Dr. Rowley that is in charge of the PNM. That is why Dr. Rowley is hosting press conference and conversation. Penny have no say. The financiers is sending him to talk. And let me tell you, Tobago, Dr. Rowley and Stuart Young is in full control of the PNM in Tobago. And if all you put the PNM in Tobago, all you're getting back Dr. Rowley and Stuart Young behind the scene to control Tobago. Dr. Rowley and his financiers, they want to have full control of Tobago. And I saying to all you Tobago, anytime Dr. Rowley open his mouth and he hold any conversation, remember the last 10 years, he had Tobago in bondage. He had you all in slavery. And I am saying this is a clarion call to the island of Tobago, Mother Bernie and Shava and all of you all. And let me say this to Watson Duke. Watson Duke, stay out of this race. Watson Duke, you cannot be holding hands with the Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, and go behind her back and launch a campaign. Andy, I'm glad I raised this. I am calling on Watson Duke. It's a clarion call to Watson Duke to stay away from this THA election come January. Watson Duke, do not give the PNM a free pass. And again, I make a clarion call to Watson Duke. Do not give the PNM a free pass. Andy, I thank you. Tabak it out enough.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, morning caller.
Morning. Tobago calling.
Go ahead, Tobago.
Not PNM going back then. Not PNM. Not even a golden monk and donkey. Not even a golden donkey you'll see.
Tobago all ain't easy, nah? All ain't easy. Go ahead, caller, morning.
Morning, Andy. How you going, man?
I'm all right.
Lennox, good morning. Trinidad. Andy, one little thing I want to disagree with Mr. Tabakit. You see about talking about...
Yeah, let me hear.
Talking about don't let Watson Duke enter the race. Let me tell you something, eh? Tobago had to set the example to show Trinidad and Tobago, especially the PNM, that here what? Tobagonian people different. Tobagonian people would stand up for the right thing and they would not put politics in front of making themselves a better place to live and better improvement for their country. So let anybody come in, Rowley, Watson Duke, whatever, and the Tobagonian people would show the country that here what? They would stand for the right thing. They wouldn't be distracted by no third party and all kind of thing. They go in the way and the direction of progress and betterment for the country, and they would make that decision. And they would set an example for the idiots in Trinidad and Tobago that here what? Forget politics. Support what is right for you. What is better for your country. What is better for the future of the country. And that's what the example Tobago would be setting. So Watson Duke, jump in. Rowley, have your discussion. But the Tobago people would make the decision of what is right for the people. And that is where we want to see. That is the example we want to show. That here what? It is no African and Indian is politics for betterment of the country. And for too long, Trinidad suffered with and is still suffering by the mentality of the people who feel that, oh, here what? We're supposed to support somebody who will look like this. Let me tell you something. You see, this first year or two that this UNC government is in office, they would have the hardest time they could ever think about. Because anytime you see they start to put things in place and govern the country the way it's supposed to be governed, then the population will realize the harm and the hurt that the PNM government did to this country. Because right now, every single thing that the government is doing is really fixing. They may really start to govern the country how it's supposed to be governed yet, to put things in resources and to listen to the people and to really function as a government. Every single thing right now is only to fix and correct and try to balance back and try to put things in place. So right now, this couple of months is just about like you buy a old car and all you have to do is just keep on fixing. You haven't sort of drive yet, you sort of enjoy it as yet. And that's where we are. And the PNM and the supporters and the financiers, especially the propaganda media, would go all out to try to distract the attention of what the government is doing and to make the population feel that they made a bad choice. But once things sort of fall in place how it's supposed to be to fall in place, just imagine every single thing that the government is doing for the people, the PNM is rejecting it. They're passing a stand your ground laws because of the crime in the country. They say, don't do that. They're passing laws to weed out corruption from CPAP and URP. They say, don't do that. Every single thing that these people is trying to do for the better. Look, just imagine $100 million in medical equipment. These people go down, plus it had $80 million in drugs that they are allowed to expire. It have all these schools that the UNC built that these people just allowed to deteriorate and remain abandoned. And when you're trying to fix all these things, them telling you here what, don't give the people that, don't fix that, don't do this for the people, don't do this for the children. The PNM new mantra is supposed to be, don't do this, or don't give them. Just keep them oppressed and suffering over and over and over. And let me tell you something. People have to understand this, and this is a part of life we have to, of reality. You could have all the money in the world. You could have every material thing that you could think about. But you see, when you become irrelevant, when nobody wants to listen to you, when you feel you had all that power in your hand, and you was the best thing before sliced bread, and you lose that power, you see where it is end up now? I could remember when they were having press conference and Rowley used to run the press, cut the press conference because he want to talk to nobody. You can't ask him a question. Look where this man reached now. Look where he reached now, begging for what? Conversation with the people. And nobody wants to listen to him. You know it is to be saying now in the office that he says now is the opposition leader office, that is in his home, and be alone there. You have a reporter, nobody want to call you. Loneliness is one of the most deadliest diseases have in the world. And every single thing that Rowley do for the last 10 years is reflecting in his head right now. What he could have do better. Why he didn't do this? Why he didn't listen to the people? Why he was such a ignorant idiot? Why he suffered the people so much? And he coming and he trying now to see what he could do to kind of like have some sort of resolve to give himself some sort of peace, but that would never happen. He would die a miserable, wicked man, lonely and by himself, rejected. I'm telling you, that's what he's going through right now. So right now he's looking, probably Imbert maybe do him call him. Stuart Young, when Stuart Young maybe see Rowley ID come up on the phone, he maybe just press reject the call or some kind of thing. Nobody wants to talk to Rowley. So Rowley's a lonely, wicked man now. I could imagine the neighbors and them around him, seeing him pulling curtain and peeping and watching out to see who want to talk to him and thing. That is when you see a wicked. That is when you see a suffer people. You're looking for conference with the people.
Yeah.
Tobagonian, all you run damn wicked man. Don't listen to nothing from him.
But watch. It was advertised in a big way, Rowley advertised big and bold of having a conversation with Tobagonians. A conversation with Tobagonians with former Prime Minister, the Honorable Octakit Rowley, Sunday the 7th of December. Discussion on the current military deployments on our land. This, watch how big. And the thing was empty. They say, boy, listen. What's that? I can't believe it.
Rowley advertised big and bold of having a conversation with Tobagonians. But then this happened.
Unfortunately, that's been postponed. Would there be an influence? Would be that information will be shared at the time? Sorry, I do apologize. Tonight is not a good night.
Nobody lives there.
You think it easy? The only thing that man missing is the only thing he missing is two horn on his head. Let me tell you something. People have to be real with themselves. Every country in the world where America have some sort of relationship with them only stand to benefit. Anytime you play a dotish and your player want to say you're opposing the ideology and all that kind of thing, especially where Trinidad lifeline depends on America. You're gonna play your that what I tell you now. Rowley them so would destroy this country and sink everybody in it just to know that they're not in power. They would do anything to destroy this country. They don't care about the country. The PNM don't care about Trinidad. You feel we're supposed to really be here today, going through all these situations with crime and employment and all kind of thing, if we had a responsible government? I just wish, you see, the Guyana president, if that man could have been Eric Williams and have these resources that we have, what Eric Williams and them scorn and thief out and all kind of thing. Let me tell you something. We would have to limit people from coming into Trinidad and Tobago. It have people, when it have a big sale that they had to close the door and let one person come in the place, that is how Trinidad would have been. We would have the highest economy, the best, every single thing in the world that you could have think about. People from all of them fancy countries and Dubai and thing would have been lining up, applying for years just to get a visa to come into Trinidad to see this little island. If we had somebody with vision was running this country. Trinidad is a small island and some of the most beautiful landscape that you could think about Trinidad and Tobago have. I'd visit probably all the Caribbean islands and things. They would have one or two places that you would visit, and every area around Trinidad and Tobago, you could go and see something that is different and that is attractive for you to entertain. Plus, we had the different cultures and all these kind of things that every day you could do something different in Trinidad, but we never endorse that. Instead, what we do, we put a dump in the entrance to the city. We have people living in ghetto and all these kind of things. That is what PNM do to this country, and people have to wake up and understand that we still have some hope and we could still fix this thing, but we have to give somebody with a vision the chance and reject these people. I'm like, but look at this man now. These people have no shame. You talking about finance when for 10 years you pass a budget where before the term end you're asking for $6 billion, $10 billion more, but you can't account for the $60 billion that you made in the budget. You can't show nothing for the $500 billion you spend in 10 years for Trinidad and Tobago, and you come in now and have an opinion about finance and budget in Trinidad and Tobago. And people listening to these people in any other country, you know what happened to these people? I don't want to say it on radio. But anyway, Andy boy.
Yeah, but before you go, you ain't see people making real hullabaloo to off of the government raise the heightened borrowing, this present government, to a couple of millions more.
Andy, let me tell you something. People understand the kind of money Trinidad and Tobago owing, where Rowley and them, all them boat and thing where they had to pay back from now till all kind of 2035 and all kind of thing. That is loan the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago had to pay. So for this government to be able to make some sort of economic prosperity to finance those loans, they have to borrow money to inject into the economy to boost it back so that we can become self-sustainable. Look like, for instance, if that idiot then closed on Petrotrin and restructure the company, that would have been something that we could have generated economic prosperity for Trinidad and Tobago. Now, obviously, you had to borrow money to inject back into reopening the refinery to start to make a profit again. And that's what every single thing that could have generated revenue for Trinidad and Tobago, Rowley them shut it down. So how are we going to generate revenue to be able to finance the debts and the loans and things these men them take? They closed down the sea bridge from Trinidad to Tobago that was that we had when UNC was in power. They shut down that. Now they're bringing somebody who they think with costing about 10 times more than what it used to be before. All that is money. Now you have to come out to pay. So where you getting the money from? What it is Trinidad and Tobago have to generate money? Munilal trying to revive the oil industry by attracting people to drill and all these kind of things. All that have to take time and take resources to put back in to be able to do start a business with zero. You have to invest in it. And that's where we are today. The government had to try to explain to the population all the money Rowley them borrow to buy boat and all kind of dotations that the thief and they never invest. How long Trinidad and Tobago, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, will be paying for that? So where you getting the money? You understand? So obviously they had to borrow to restart the Petrotrin. They had to borrow money. The money are falling from the sky. And this is where the government have to have some people now to explain that to the population. But then again, you could explain what you want to the PNM people. They so dunce and dotish, they can't understand nothing. All they can understand is that don't do that. Don't give them that. You giving them 10% more in the salary and they still feel that they didn't deserve it. That is the mentality they had. They call it the battered woman syndrome. Have a good morning, Andy boy. And let me tell you something. We have to really hold some strain. And let me tell you one other thing. It is a blessing in disguise that finally this Prime Minister, our Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa, have true dedicated support from the government members. Could you imagine if she had people like Larry Lala and this wapia mouth girl would has been making us a talk on Facebook and Marsha, some kind of thing, and all them set up parasite and them who every opportunity they get was to undermine she had to say things has really happened for the best, and this is some kind of divine intervention that all the hypocrites and the parasite that was blood sucking the Prime Minister, she get rid of them or they fall out, and now she have people who would stand by her and support her and be true warriors to ensure that all the destruction that is coming, they have her back. And that is one of the positive. And then we the people have to be there now to continue supporting her, because there are a lot of parasites all over the place, but eventually they die out. So have a good morning, and we will stay strong. And in a couple months again, then we go start to see niceness in this country again. Have a good morning, Andy. I'll take care, man, later. Yeah.
Thank you very much, caller. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. Well, I know you're listening to every single body on all the various issues, including that the government raised the bar to borrow money and all them kind of thing too, or to get money. What says thou, Lennox Smith? What says thou? Good morning to you, my brother.
Well, good morning to you as well, my friend. Of course, are you hearing me loud and clear?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. And of course, good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web at this point in time. Pleasant good day to you. Don't forget, of course, on the 5th of January, we will be the first Monday of the year. We will be at 91.1 at TTT, and of course on Channel 4. So look forward to a wider participation and of course a wider audience, and with more information than ever before, as we continue, of course, this challenge that we have to make certain that people get pure, unadulterated, and be well informed, because elections have cycles, and therefore we expect that when the next opportunity comes, that you will do the right thing, making sure that you recognize the performance, the superlative performance of the coalition of interests, and of course led by the UNC and the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Whether or not she would want to continue, well, that is a matter of for her, but certainly the work must speak for itself in terms of moving Trinidad and Tobago towards, of course, what I consider to be a peaceful, prosperous, and continue with its hegemony in terms of influencing policies, both in terms of Western Hemisphere politics and beyond. That being as it may, yes, I heard what the callers would have been concerned about, but what I'm more concerned about is the prediction that we made last week about another faux pas, another failure of the Rowley, but of course a former prime minister, calling on the people of Tobago to come to some conversation. Again, it appears that not even the party itself endorsed him, and as a consequence, I think the words that he used was, "Tonight is not a good night," because nobody really literally attended the nonsense that he wanted to spew upon the people of Tobago in the first instance, Trinidad in the second instance, and indeed via the media to the region and the hemisphere and the rest of the world. So mission accomplished. We told them not to go. We told them it's waste of time. We told them that is about undermining and trying to generate some kind of comeback. That, of course, the most hated person in Trinidad and Tobago individually as a prime minister, a total failure. And of course, that has crystallized and have manifested itself in the non-attendance to that so-called conversation. I don't know if you could have a conversation with 2 or 3 persons as a former prime minister. So that has failed. Yes, indeed, the whole question of having to borrow, I think both Mr. Tabakit and the last caller did put things in perspective. There are a number of inherited expenditure that the government must address as a government, and they are not crying. Notice that they are not complaining, only of course to state the fact, which of course is what they must do, to say why they are borrowing, why of course they are engage of course in taxes, and who they have targeted in the way that they have in order to make good commitments that are both international, regional, and domestic. Otherwise, of course, the efforts will collapse. The economy will collapse. The people will become disappointed, and therefore all kinds of social repercussions can come as a consequence of that. And so it is important that they do what is required in order to meet Now, remember, of course, the international rating agencies, whether it be S&P, whether it be, of course, Moody and others, will be, of course, giving their own assessment as to the economy, and that in itself will determine the extent to which we can borrow, and if we can borrow, the rate of interest, because of course the people who are not good investment, they certainly will have to pay higher for any credit that they would want, whether you are in business or you are a government, and that is the fundamental principle, is an economic and accounting principle that of course we all should be aware of, or if not, at least you were told by the ground report as to what transpires in such circumstance. What again is on the card? So yes, you're going to increase the borrowing, and let me say, because I did look at that last night on the corridor transformation, and I saw that maybe about 4 or 5 times. Yes, the last administration, and ironically, under Imsbert, have of course increased the borrowing limits of the country. In fact, when they came into government, even though they met several loans that was already organized and ready, of course, to be palmed out, including, of course, loans on hospitals, loans for ships, and all of that, they still went and extended the borrowing limits of the country, and therefore one of the options that any government has, and let's face it, one of the options that any government has is that, in order, of course, to generate, in this case, some fiscal space, some monetary space, so that they can meet their obligations financially and at the same time try to expand the economy. We saw, of course, the rededication of the Children's Hospital, for example. The original intention, of course, was to engage in what is called health tourism, something that the Barbadian have, of course, added to their diversification thrust. Not that they have oil and gas and so on like we have, but certainly it's part and parcel of making sure that they earn some foreign dollars. That was the original intent of the hospital, as was the case with the velodrome, as was the case, of course, with the aquatic center. All of that, of course, went to zero when the PNM came in, and not even the schools, that 107 schools that were there, they focused upon in order to, of course, educate our people. And now I see that we are now exporting our intellectual, or should I say, our academic class. I see that Guyana is building some hospitals, and doctors from Trinidad will now be engaged there. So it shows that it's not a brain drain per se, but is a selling or exporting of our technology, just as how we have over 100 years experience in the oil and gas industry. And of course, in Suriname and even Guyana, etc., and other places in the Middle East as well, yearning and employing our homebred or homegrown experts because of the talent that they have and the knowledge in those fields. Well, of course, that is part of course, foreign exchange earning as well. So that is part and parcel of the diversification as far as I'm concerned. So all in all, I think the government is on the right path. But if we have a caller, please, let's engage.
Nice. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, you know, Rafi Balgobin Maraj always keeping we updated with this whole war thing. So there's the latest here. He sent breaking news. Confirmation of the radar in Tobago and its capabilities and purpose. Mass communications specialist, second class Natasha, shared details of the Tobago radar installation to naval officers through their official radio station AFN Guantanamo. This audio was provided exclusively to me through the Department of War. Let's hear what it is this audio is saying.
American military forces have installed an AN-TPS-80 Gator system. American military forces have installed an AN-TPS-80 Gator system in Trinidad and Tobago. The surveillance system primarily functions as aerial surveillance, but officials say it can be used in U.S. conflict with Venezuela. Tobago is approximately 70 miles from Venezuela's Paria Peninsula. Manufacturer Northrop Grumman said the system is able to, quote, detect, track, and target the world's most sophisticated airborne threats in highly contested environments, end quote. The system has a 360-degree maximum range of approximately 170 miles for air surveillance and tracking. Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Persad Bissessar, said of the installation, quote, they will help us to improve our surveillance and the intelligence of the radar for the narco traffickers in our water and outside our waters, end quote. That's all for this edition of Radio Gitmo News. I'm Petty Officer Natasha Chevalier-Losada.
So what's new? There's nothing new in that. We all know that. In fact, I think the Prime Minister said that there will be one deployed in Trinidad as well. So you get two instead of one. And of course, what that piece told us is that it has a capability, which is something that we always wanted. Remember, I think Trinidad and Tobago had about 3 of that or 4 of that placed under the Manning administration and therefore the PNM administration. And they said it had 360 degrees tracking ability. But of course, our crime and criminal gangs operation and of course our maritime borders were regularly and at will were infringed. In fact, it turned out that both that and the blimp turned out to be non-functional, as indeed, of course, we have seen under that administration the non-functionality of even the cameras that they would have deployed as part and parcel of the on-land effort to reduce crime. So what the result was, between 2022, 2023, 24, what we had was record murders, of course, symbolizing or embolizing the concern surrounding crime and the increased record-breaking. They're probably supposed to be in the Guinness Book of Records in terms of the kind of breaking of murders, murder breaking or murder record breaking that they would have had during their stint. I understand it's 340 murders to date under this, but you have to give some. You have to give some of it to the last administration. I think is when the year begins. Then, of course, you could hold this administration totally accountable for the murder rate in this country. Go ahead.
I want to say kudos to the new government. While all now close to the year, the murder rate not 500 people dead already. I mean, one murder is too much. But I believe as the installation of the new government had an effect on that. Lennox, because you always say statistics always show when PNM in power, murders go up. PNM out of power April 28th. Look how the murder.
Yes, of April, yeah.
Right. Look how the murder toll totally gone down. But you know people will come with excuses for that, eh? They'll come with excuses for that.
Well, you see, if I put on my criminologistical hat, you will see that there is a transition period. It wouldn't go down automatically immediately. So there's a transition. That is why I say that from January, we can now, of course, firmly say what the present government is responsible for. But certainly some of the murders that in that 300 and something, even though that is a significant reduction, one would naturally have to assess that part of it would have been a leftover or a run over from, of course, the Rowley and shortly lived prime ministerial stint of Stuart Young.
Lennox, but I ain't gonna lie to her. I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked when I was reading that today and I see 300 and something murders for the year. I said, what? 300 and something? But I said, but Andy, but look in here, nearly done. That used to be all middle year.
Yeah, that would have been in middle year under the Rowley temporary prime minister, short-lived prime minister Young. They use the prime ministerial position to give their friends over $87,000 a month. they pass it on as if it's a relay. I mean, it is just despicable.
Yeah, real
and they have the audacity to talk about profligacy and waste and all of the other negative acrimonious statements that they will make against this government. I say to them, get the hence hit Satan.
Get the end, Satan. Ban, you Shobleno. You say 300 is too much under a SOE. But what, before the elections, how much the murders was by? Ban, when PNL
and there were 2 SOEs. There were 2 SOEs just before. But one of the SOEs under this administration was an inheritance from the PNM, and yet still. So therefore, if you want, you could say the current SOE would have been, of course, the most effective, because prior to that, any SOE under the PNM saw an escalation, particularly of the previous year. So there is no impact. But here you are seeing, of course, a drastic impact in terms of reduction.
Nice. I've seen baby to the end. I've seen it's sting. That's a very, very long name, but they say I never voted in my life, but if I have to vote Kamala next time for safety, I will. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Well, let me say, boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Let me say good morning to you, Lennox Smith. Let me say good morning to the 300 and something people online. I think I'll knock off online. No, 413. Well, I know make it 414 people on YouTube. Let me say good morning to you all. Let me say good morning to the international.
But that's on one platform, eh?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing you on our next platform also. I'll be seeing you there also when I come on YouTube. I'll get two notification on the next platform. Next platform, I'll do something on it. So let me say good morning to the Caribbean. Let me say good morning to the international listeners. Let me say good morning to people of St. Vincent. I know a lot of them look onto this program now. Let me say good morning to the people of Guyana. Let me say, I know Guyana is a long time locked on to this program here. So say good morning to people of Guyana. Let me say good morning to the official opposition of Guyana, Azinuddin Mohammed. You are doing a very good job. So far, you are doing a very good job. Continue the work you are doing. Let me say a special good morning to the people of Tobago. But Andy, you didn't tell me there was bacchanal in the Tobago Council. You didn't tell me that, because PNM people, and I listened this morning to hear if Mother Bernie would call in. I see her read a text about her with Abakit. But I listened carefully to see if Mother Bernie was tough without getting, because what the information coming to me, Kingsley Kingston, and I stand with this information, that Penny cuss. I heard Penny cuss. Penny put on she foot. Penny says, 10 years this man after me, and he's still after me. Penny said it will be bad for the campaign. They leave Ansel Denzel. He head was swell big. He do not know who to listen to, Rowley or Penny. When the man done, the man had to go to 5 people in some center over there and tell them Rowley incoming. The Tobago members, the Tobago supporters cuss him. They say we coming over there for really held. The man say he retire, he going home with his wife and spend time with the children. People saying Kingsley to attack Rowley. Rowley in the face. Every Monday morning in a press conference, he tell everybody he going home and relax himself, but he's still operating like in government, like in politics, and they want me to leave him alone. I thought the man without going Glencoe in a big house and ride and leave his country alone.
Right, don't talk too hard. You're getting distorted. Don't talk too hard.
Yes.
Talk a little softer. Your phone real powerful.
The man still living on me, and it's sad to see that this man, after 10 years, he undermined Penny. He's still looking to undermine Penny. My problem is that defending the PNM. My problem is that this man we didn't leave us alone. The man like a zombie boy. The man we didn't go. He called a big press conference to tell people as a prime minister he going home with his wife. He hung up his wife on the platform. He said, I go home with my wife. I go and spend time with my wife now. I go and spend time with my children. I have more time to go on the farm. The farm in Tobago in knowing that this man never leave politics, in knowing this man never leave the PNM. He up in my face. And I want to thank the PNM people in Tobago who reject him, who embarrass him, the cost. I had to call Penny. Penny say, I will walk away. I will walk away if only in stop this man from coming over there. Why he coming there to make me look bad? Social media went mad. They said Tobago people don't want to hear no part of him. They don't want to know what's going on. We're going to tell the people in Tobago after 9 years. And what you going to tell the people? They reject you. They reject you. Your first time going up for a seat in Ari boy country and Ari girl country. You lost your deposit. You lost your deposit. Why are you trying to continue putting your obia, your blight in this country face? This country running smooth. Let me say, promises made, promises kept. Once again, history. Because people in this.
History is the study of the past.
Because if the leader, the prime minister of this country, they instruct the minister of finance to put a 10 cents on the freeway on gas, everything will get gone sky high. Nobody want to talk about, because if she put 10 cents, you will tell them she can't put money on gas. That is the first prime minister, not even the founding father, but the mother of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Posad, remove. That is all. It is the best. You know, removing a dollar from gas. We know this country, no prime minister never did that in their lifetime. One prime minister, any prime minister come from Eric Williams to Bajo Pandey to Manning. They put on money on gas and make food prices go sky high. No, all prime ministers coming after Kamala Prasad, we have to reduce the gas. We have to reduce it. They can't come and add on again because Kamala showed them how to govern it, how to do it. The same thing why PNM put sick people in the children hospital. They put COVID people in a children hospital where the mother of this country opened a hospital for children, for babies who cannot do operation. Have to pay these thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go and pay US money to go to America. She said no more of that. He said all children in this country, from the Martin to Bapo, from Laventer to Pinal, must have a children hospital for the children. Promises made, promises. I feel so proud to see all these children when they to celebrate the reopening. And I hear that there's more equipment. She buy more in the last 4 or 5 months. She buy more equipment and put it inside the free children. So the children are happy. Is the only prime minister could do that? Is that only a UNC government have love for the children of this country? They come after me. It's a King's Day. You're still defending UNC. I want to kick you out. UNC never do me nothing. Why PNM people continue pushing propaganda? I post as I leave on my page. We have over 16,000 followers. Our WhatsApp group news, we have over 600 people in it. And I tell them yesterday that somebody in Tobago called me and tell me it's bacchanal in Tobago. 200 comments on the post, and they come to attack me. They come to libel and scandal my name, drag my name down to the ground because I tell them the facts that the Tobago people say they're rejecting Dr. Rowley. So I want to tell the UNC activists, the UNC supporters, the UNC family, I support the PRO of the UNC. Go all day, support the Prime Minister. Tobago, support the Prime Minister. We cannot live fairly in the wilderness. The kind of money we'll be getting in the next 5-4 years, and it will be so much. So I want to thank you very much. Thank you to Lennox and Mr. Good morning to Mikey K.
Make it short and sweet, caller. Go ahead. I had to play some voice notes.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Lennox, I've seen a video Stuart Young put out there talking about it will cost $1 billion to bring back the refinery. $1 billion is nothing if you can get a refinery up and running. But what amazed me is that he talked about they go privatize Paria and the bunkering. And what he feel people forget is that a certain PNM lawyer get a bunkering license just after they close down Petrotrin. And that lawyer making money bunkering fuel that Heritage buying or Paria buying, but it have a lawyer bunkering fuel to foreign ships coming to Trinidad and Tobago. And that is a Pandora's box that they don't want the UNC to open, because it have a racket where this lawyer get this bunkering license. A lawyer who was never involved in the oil industry, all of a sudden he get a bunkering license. And foreign ships come in Trinidad to get fuel from he never had no boat, nothing, but he get a bunkering license. And that is a bacchanal that Stuart Young and them breaks him for, because big money and big people name go calling that now.
No, but I honestly believe that the government, Lennox Smith and Caller, should take over all those bunkering things. Bunkering shouldn't be for no private. The government, because bunkering is make money. That come like money what we supposed to make easy. Somebody getting a dress so. That make sense.
I want to thank the caller for raising that point as well, because the proximity of getting that or being ready to bunk fuel just when about the time of the closure and the so-called restructuring took place. So what was that? A clear case of corruption where he prepared himself one time. At the same time, the government comes to Rowley and tells us, listen, we are discontinuing, of course, with the oil refinery and etc. Never told us about any bunkering. Suddenly, of course, we heard that just around that time, somebody got a bunkering license that happened to be connected to the PNM. Too convenient not to be considered to be corrupt and replete with nepotism and cronyism.
Thank you, caller. Citizen nobody. Go ahead. So in that way, go ahead. Let me take our citizen nobody. It's better he talk. It will be shorter.
Conspiracy to defraud the people and to shortchange them.
Go ahead, citizen nobody, because see about so 6 minutes something. So better tell we had to tell we one time. So I'm gonna play that voice note.
Right, so as we're talking the radar, it's a curious thing this morning. And we have the radar issue mixing up in each other. And those two things are going to be, well, the radar certainly is going to be at the core of this Tobago election. But Lennox Smith will know this too, cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is where two conflicting concepts are trying to be harmonized. Somebody's trying to harmonize two conflicting concepts. And I'm hearing this morning that there are people who are backing this current government, the central government, and wanting the current Tobago government to continue, right? But at the same time, they are very much against the radar, this government's position against Venezuela, and the American position against Venezuela. Those two things cannot exist in the same person. That had to be a madman. I'm not calling names, but I'm hearing that concept this morning. You're supporting the government, but you're against the radar. And then that's a clarification. Our 360-degree radar is nothing like the ANTP 6, okay? It's that thing that they put in Tobago, and everybody is kind of mixed up about it, is that it is primarily an air defense radar. It can be used in other ways, but it's primarily air defense. And I don't think it has nothing to do with the current U.S. operation other than a shield for Trinidad. just like they did in Guyana. Right? The Americans don't need that for their current operation because they have something like 8 to 10 Arleigh destroyers parked off the coast of Venezuela. Those have the Anspy 6. That is the most capable radar in the world. You can target and shoot down satellites with that thing. So you don't need any land-based radar, right? That radar there in Tobago is to act as a shield over Trinidad and Tobago just in case there's any fallout. And the Venezuelans, in my humble opinion, have no capability to. But even if it is for the sake of public relations, right? The Americans are going to be doing what they're doing regarding Venezuela. What they are making sure to do is to protect their partners, protect Guyana, protect Trinidad and Tobago, right? With a hard asset that's focused on nothing else. And if there's any incoming, any of the ships or even the airplanes can take it out because the radar identified. Okay, that is what it is. There's no need to be trying to say that it is not a military radar. Okay. However, what Keith Rowley and the PNM are going to do is try to frighten people into believing that that is a bad idea. Right? And I'm hearing this morning again, there are people who, quote unquote, they don't want to see boots on the ground in Venezuela. Such people don't realize and understand that the only way to resolve that Venezuela issue would be boots on the ground. But it would not be US boots. It would be Venezuelan boots. Because finally the Venezuelan people will have an opportunity. That's what the Americans are doing. They're saying, we are here. You now have an opportunity to take back your country because your country has been hijacked. This is the piece that these people here in Trinidad don't seem to get. Venezuela, they're making it seem like the Americans are coming to conduct regime change in Venezuela. Venezuela has been under regime change for about 20 years. Russia, China, Iran. Okay? And they have forcefully kept that guy in power. His entire bodyguard is Cuban. Right? They're not even Venezuelan, they are Cuban soldiers. And when you talk about bodyguard in countries like Venezuela, it's come like Iraq. The Republican Guard was Saddam Hussein's personal guard. But it's like 5 divisions, it's thousands of men. Right? So the Venezuelan, the bodyguard for Nicolas Maduro is Cuban. What are Cubans doing in Venezuela? Right? And this is probably the linchpin that will decide if and when he goes, because the Cubans are who keeping him there. He don't want to be there. Because Cuba receives free fuel from Venezuela. It come like our friends in St. Vincent that you liberated, I mean, you are the liberator of St. Vincent. Right? Because St. Vincent was under the spell of Petrocaribbean too, not free Venezuelan fuel. So they were speaking up for Venezuela. Well, Maduro anyway. Same with the Cubans. The Cubans want him there. Okay? Once that is straightened out, once the Americans can convince the Cubans, listen, it's not worth it, that will be the end of the discussion. But you first have to put pieces in play. You first have to put pressure. That's what they're doing. And in closing, for those who, again, don't want boots on the ground, it's a reality of history and conflict. The only way that things are settled. There's an old saying, if you want peace, prepare for war. You have to put pressure. Okay? It might sound ugly, but that's just the reality. And that's what's going on now. Right? So don't hustle yourself too much that what is going on here is World War III. It's not.
But when you predict that this boots on ground or this insurrection or this, when you think it's before Christmas, you think it's next year, how long you predict again for America to hold on and Chavez being there, Maduro being there still?
For me, the linchpin is the Cubans. And right now, Trump is in negotiation with the Cubans. So, I don't know. I give it, no, not the end of the year. Before the end of the year, I think it will be over because all the other players have basically been satisfied. Trump has satisfied the Russians by saying, look, we are going to back off on our position regarding Ukraine. Okay? That has happened. The Cubans are the linchpin right now. So once Cuba can be satisfied...
What about the Chinese?
Because
them satisfied?
Well, it depends. Maybe, maybe not. But China knows that they have no expeditionary capability in this part of the world, militarily. Okay, so the Chinese actually, of all the players, I think the Chinese are the least. They have the most invested economically in Venezuela. But militarily, no. China has no expeditionary capability in this part of the world. The Russians
but
do
Russia
to
do.
an extent.
But Russia have
Russia,
that kind of, yeah. They have that.
Russia has that. Russia has that ability to extend itself to a minimum degree. So the Russian Navy is primarily a submarine-based navy. Their surface fleet is not very good, right? But the Russians have weapon systems that they can install in places, so they call it area access denial. Things like missile batteries and so on that will discourage people from coming in. But that and all is not really a good deterrent because you saw what happened in Iran. Iran used Russia's latest and best, the S-300, S-400, and they were very easily dismantled. Okay, so it's not really all it's trumped up to be. And there are people who would come and try to convince you that S-400 is no. It was defeated handily in Iran. And I heard a guy on this channel trying to say it was sabotage. No, it wasn't. S-400 cannot detect stealth. Okay, anyhow. But the point is, in my humble opinion, the Cubans are the linchpin. Right? And once the Cubans are satisfied.
And you are seeing that before the year end, Trump will move in on Venezuela.
No, he wouldn't move in. What is going to happen? So what Trump is doing now is like chess. He's putting the thing in check until he can't move anymore. Okay, he's putting pieces in play. That fleet off the coast is not an invasion fleet. It's about 8 destroyers, 1 supercarrier, 3 amphibious assault ships, 15,000 troops. That cannot invade. No way, no how. All right? It is just meant to be there as a presence to suggest to everybody we are getting increasingly serious. Because they start off with a few ships, right? Then you send an amphibious ready group. Then you send a carrier battle group. When the US sends a carrier battle group, they're serious, right? But they're not going to invade. They're going to do everything to make your life too painful. And the Russians and the Chinese know, look, we want to continue some degree of interaction with the West. They seem to be serious about it. The only holdout is the Cubans because the Cubans they have very little to hold on to as negotiation. So they're going to hold on to Venezuela. But once they are satisfied, whatever Trump does to satisfy them, to say, look, let Venezuela go, maybe we will start, when Venezuela starts to provide fuel to the rest of the world in general, maybe you will get it at a preferred price, that kind of thing. Because the main thing that Cuba wants from Venezuela is free Venezuelan fuel. Right? Once that is satisfied,
but
they will give up the ghost.
So all of that, you saying Cuba so big in the dance that them have to negotiate, US had to negotiate with Cuba, and it's them is with taking the war. I don't think so.
No, go look up who is the Venezuelan, who is Nicolas Maduro's bodyguard.
Yeah, well, I know that.
And again, right, so Nicolas Maduro, for me right now, is a hostage. He wants to go. The Cubans are saying, nope, we need to get our pound of flesh because we rely on you for one thing, and we have supported you so long. You cannot physically leave his body. He cannot physically, bodily leave until they are satisfied. It's the Cubans who will hold the linchpin now.
Okay.
The Russians and the Chinese have been satisfied. Well, the Russians for sure. The Chinese maybe not. But the Cubans, they are the only ones who are like, what the hell? This thing want to play off and I ain't get nothing out of it? Nah, I holding this guy here by the neck.
Well, all right.
Until I get what I want.
Thank you so much, nobody. Oh boy, next caller quick. Morning.
Good morning, Andy. I had to get back in again. Listen to this man talk here. People let's forget conveniently, partner. When South Africa, right, was fighting apartheid, who you feel was helping them? You feel that America was helping them blacks and them fight apartheid in South Africa? People let's forget convenient. Now everybody against Cuba. Cuba used to send medical doctors all over in hotspots where people looking for health care. America was against that. They're against Cuba. But this fellow talking about war and America could go in anytime. Let me ask you a hypothetical question. If America get engaged physically with Venezuela and Iran and China decide to take over Taiwan at the same time, and Iran decide they're going to wipe out Israel at the same time, what going to be America's position? They go leave Venezuela and go up there to help the Israelis? They go and help Taiwan? They could fight 3 wars at the same time all over the world? And the Pentagon right now put all military bases in America on high alert because they detect hotspots, heat traces in different parts of Venezuela where there was no heat traces before. And they're suspecting that the Russians supply them with top-of-the-line defense capabilities. So right now, Trump looking for a hole to hide in because he can't go in Venezuela. All the talking, right now they're looking for a hole to hide because they have weapons in Venezuela that they didn't realize, only now they find out. And Venezuela is such the terrain in Venezuela, what they see right from the satellites is only part of what it have because it have valleys right around Caracas in a bowl. Right around his mountain. They don't know what it have in them mountains to defend Caracas. So American airships, American airplanes coming into Venezuela. The Chinese, he talking about America, the best radar. The Chinese are the best radars. The Chinese detecting them plane where they say invisible. The Chinese detecting that from 600 miles away. If the Chinese have them radars in Venezuela, which I highly suspect they have because they have a lot of money invested in Venezuela, you feel they're just going to give up that? If the Chinese radars there and they're picking up American planes, them spy plane and bombers and things from 600 miles away, and they have defensive capabilities to blow them out of the air, you feel Trump going to send them planes there? Right. And as I tell Lennox, fact check why he's saying it. All American bases in America on high alert right now because they detect that it have weapons in Venezuela that they never know about before. The Russians supplying arms, lash, because they're defending the investments there. So Trump and them going to fold up and roll back and get out of there. And all now what he looking for is a talking point to say, well, look, he achieved this and he achieved that by killing some fishermen on fishing boat. With no proof that they have drugs, the only alleging that they have drugs. I don't doubt that they probably have, or some probably have, but no proof.
No proof.
And we should operate on logic, partner, not on fantasy.
All right. Thank you very much. And
Wow.
Lennox Smith, where are they say about that one, boy? But wait, hold 1 minute. And Jackman are not getting on. I do your number, girl. That is the wrong number. Somebody now tell me that I know you. When I thought that was you, I had your number saved under somebody. Your name. Go ahead, Lennox Smith.
There were two variables that were not included. I don't think it would have been inadvertent that it had to be by mistake. Clearly, the CIA is inside of there. There is an active opposition as well. And I'm sure that discussions are taking place with respect to even the loyalists who would like to defect and, of course, give up Maduro, in spite of the presence of the Cubans, because the Cubans cannot outnumber those persons who may believe that somehow their future is reliant on they taking action now. So I'm sure all of that is part of the conversation that is taking place there. The CIA is on the ground, and more than that, I believe that Trump has no choice but to complete the job. regime change must be done. Whether the Russians have whatever they have, and I want to say that yes, the only country that is capable of having a three-front war in any part of the world is the Americans. In fact, the Chinese will be well warned because of that set of islands that is just off the South China Sea, where the Americans have several bases, apart from the allies in Japan and, of course, South Korea. It will be very, very difficult for the Chinese to believe they have some kind of serious advantage because the Americans are focused in the Southern Caribbean today. No. They have the capacity to engage, of course, in multiple wars across the major wars across the.
But what about Russia? But what about Russia?
Because of what they set up over many, many years.
But what about Russia? Look how Russia, with this Ukraine thing, it really, they're not capable right now neither. Because they're more tap in with this Ukraine thing. Because what we hear is they have a lot of Korean soldiers.
And remember, Russia had to hightail out of Syria. Remember that the Syrian president had to hightail and end up in asylum in Russia itself, of course, and that in itself would, of course, be very fresh in the memories of the Russian, what I consider to be military apparatus and engine room. So you have that, and it's not that the Americans didn't fear a similar fate in terms of Afghanistan, but the circumstance of moving out of Afghanistan would have been different because they did, in fact, achieve their objective and then moved out. Of course, Biden made a mess of it the way that the withdrawal took place. But certainly, that should not say that the might of the Americans in terms of their military assets and their military capacity and ability looms large. You're going to have all of these other, what I consider to be other countries that have some capacity will find it very difficult to challenge the Americans. Yes, they must, of course, say that they must put alert both internally and externally on their forces, because the situation in the world is, of course, a very volatile one. You never could tell who would do what, but I could tell you is at minimum mutual destruction. No way any one of them could attack the homeland and get away. None of them.
All right.
Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Mikey K, everybody on the ground report. Good morning. Kingsley, I can't come out to say we're going on because the whole world know, everybody, they put it up. That the PNM Tobago Council people recognize that the man go home and he behaving as though he is the opposition leader and still the political leader. I don't have to say that, the whole world seen that. And listen now, we don't have to fight a cause with him. In Tobago, we focus on the election and the issues to go to the people. We want a better life for the people in Tobago. And Tanticams give us a little more money in the budget, and we're going to use it and better the lives of Tobagonians. We don't want to hear Rowie suffer with years upon years since Robinson days. He not supporting no bill that Robinson carry in the parliament. So we know this man opposed the party, call it duck pony, do a little everything. So we know the human that this, and then while you're talking about rest, he could rest. The Bible said no rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked. The man will not rest. So I don't know what you're talking about. He can do what he wants, say what he wants, come when he wants, go when he wants. Tobagonians' heart make up already. PNM nothing. They could jump in from one corner to the next. They could talk how much radar talk they want. Why he didn't get a radar to monitor Delcy when she was coming, and we would have known she coming during a season that the country shut down. And they wasn't coming for no COVID. They're coming to exchange oil to our next country. That is what he was supposed to say. We don't care about him. He has done too much to us in Tobago. And then they're only cussing the Trinidadian and them. Trinidad contractor, Trinidad this, Trinidad that. But yet you have a Trinidad party controlling Tobago. Controlling Tobago. And all them talking about that. It's Trinidad-based party, PNM is. It's not a Tobago-based party. and all you want to come and talk all kind of thing, but Auntie comes and leave that woman there. The Bible said children are heritage of the Lord, and once a woman seen about children, all you can stop she, because God does.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody who's on the live. Andy, listen to this now. Boy, I just come across Facebook day earlier on, and to my amazement, I saw Anna Roberts and Douglas politics. And Anna Roberts mentioned how the conversation with the Prime Minister turned out to be 9 people who visit, right? So everything was some kind of technical glitch, and the hard was to cancel it. Boy, this big head, ugly looking, nasty man, right? He doesn't know that he's not relevant. He have no relevant. Go away, you destroy the country. You do all kind of wicked things in Trinidad and Tobago, and you want to come and play you talking to citizens of this country, and some people want to call you honorable. There's nothing about you honorable. You don't even have character. You don't have strength of character to do what is right. You prefer to do evil and be quite contented and happy with that. Imagine 4 people dead in a pipeline. Plus the COVID, look how many people died in COVID. And you have all these evil PNM clowns and them running all over the place clamoring because them get 4% and them looking for money because anti-cams give PSA the 10%. Look, I want to tell all of them, here we're going on. When all is sign on the dotted line, and agree to 4%. So hold all your tail because all you agree to that. Why all you want to go after anti-cams? Like if anti-cams all is something, she ain't hauling nothing. All you agree to that. So all you haul. I never see things so. Look at the boy and a man. There's so many things going on in this country at the same time. I tell you, since the inception of this evil scam called Eric Williams up to this day, look at the state of Trinidad and Tobago with all that money passed through this country. The only thing the PNM know is corruption, you know. That's the only thing them know, you know. That's the only thing them know. If you really check the PNM and watch it and see the history, boy, I tell you, boy, I don't know what to say again, you know. Boy, anyway, let me go away. God bless her, God. Good morning again, Andy. Good morning again, Lennox and Mike and everybody. And good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and to everybody who's on the live. Andy, here we're going on now. You see, with the last 10 years that went by there, with this evil, nasty, stinking PNM, and those so-called ministers, I don't call them so-called. Here we're going on now. I hope that there's a forensic investigation into every single ministry, right? To find out what is really went on. What happened and how them utilize and spend Trinidad and Tobago taxpayers' money, you know. Because taxpayers' money is not PNM money. Taxpayers' money belongs to the citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And I hope that a forensic investigation to every single ministry to ensure, right, what it has happened to our money, and if corruption, right, which is being alleged in many cases and which perceived to be the truth. Let me tell you something, Andy. Don't tell the oh gosh, this lady, I can't remember she name, but here we're going on now. Must be investigated, right? Must be investigated, and if those characters are being found guilty, anti-cans and them know what to do, right? According to the Attorney General, right? He coming for this one, that one, and the other one. I hope he lived true to his words. God bless. Later.
Andy, good morning. Let me tell you something. Russian Barry And family, there's a relative of mine living in, all Parry living in Sandy Grande there. One of them is coming by me Wednesday. Going to spend a week by me for Christmas. Russian Parry. You know what I'm talking about, man? Huh? So you want the government to reveal all these security stuff? No, it doesn't work that way. And you know better than that. You come to the United States all the time and the whole stuff up. Right? Listen to me. You know me. And I know you. Keep your mouth shut, boy. Right? I don't think your father will bring you up in that kind of way. Alright? Keep your mouth shut. And enjoy Christmas. Alright? And tell everybody family and say hello. Bye.
What boy, Kendrick?
Morning, Andy again. Oh man, I'm shocked. You telling me that all these police car and all these equipment sit down there because of an oil change and minor repairs? Huh? You telling me that? So they do have a garage for the police and them to repair the cars? That we have them here? We have a big garage with all the police cars them going there and they repair them. They fix them. Change oil, maintenance, like routine maintenance. You telling me that all the car back up there need an oil change and few minor stuff? All you're kidding me, man. That is corruption. Oh my God. Yeah, you're good. You're good, all you. All you're good. Andy, money. That man really stupid. Why you got rush that level? Hey, that is why Raleigh said Trinidad to pick up people are stupid. All you really dotation, you know. You're past dotation, I don't want to explain it. Huh? You tell them, you say, no, you arrest for work, right? Kamla, for what? What she did? What happened? You put in different kind of camp and all kind of thing, and she did all of that? Huh? All is so stupid, why? Why? Oh my God. When are you going Palestinian thing and see what happening and go see where you are crying? Alright? That way go war crime. Huh? In the Middle East, go. You want to go there, go. You find out. Or living too happy. Or live a happy life. Huh? Really stupid, yes?
Good morning, Ground Report. Let us keep in mind when Rowley said the people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. He was referring to his supporters. Always keep that in mind. So you mustn't even bother to fuss over what his supporters say, because we know that they are stupid. Bless.
To the Ground Report again. I want to tell you all this morning, once the PNM is in opposition and any government try to fix crime or do anything to make this country a better place, the PNM is not the kind of people to make sure that happens to the benefit of the people. That is why the PNM will have to stay out of office. Listen to the argument. They are not arguing for the people's safety and the well-being of the people. They are arguing for their position to keep feeding the slave master. That is the PNM biggest argument here. I call on a PNM to call right now and tell me something that the PNM is fighting for that is going to benefit the generation in this country or anybody. It's not benefiting nobody. They're just trying to make sure and don't reach to court for all the mismanagement and the squandermania that took place, and hoping some bunch of African youths or some bunch of youths in the East-West corridor running in the UNC and destabilize the place just like 1990, and they had to call and the PNM will come back in office again. That ain't going to happen. Notice how they're picking on Alexander. Notice. You know why they're picking on Alexander? And have all kind of things to say. When he was out there in the field, when he say cool, it's cool. You understand? If they have any evidence of corruption, or they bring it in the public domain and lock that up too. But the PNM and the PNM bloggers and the activists, they don't want to see nothing good for Trinidad and Tobago once they're not in office. So we have to understand, and you, UNC government, listen to this. Do you know that state-owned run media houses are firing back at the UNC? Some of these talk shows and the programs and them, because each media house, they have TV and radio. Okay? Why you don't have your activists and them in your state-run radio station? You answer that. You all answer that, because I will tell you again, a politician, to me, it's a public servant. I run things. We are putting you in office is concerned. The population run things. You are a public servant, and I ask again, why you allowing state-run media house to be bantering against the present administration in office? Under the PNM, that would never happen. Never happen. All you get real. And to the UNC activists, be on every frequency that dealing with music, talk, down to the gospel station and all, hitting their politics right now. And only PNM callers and bloggers spreading the gospel of the PNM, the rhetoric of the PNM, the propaganda of the PNM being spread by most of the media houses and them in the country. And all the PNM UNC little bit of activists have jamming in a little corner by Michael Kerr, Lennox Smith, Andy Williams, Wall Street, the brother from Point 14, and Real Talk. Hello, we need to cover the whole ground like how I just listen to the whole ground. I tell you, the UNC is not looking good where the media is concerned. You all are not looking good. If this government and this opposition, that's how the opposition going here, in about the next 6 months, they call a vote of no confidence against Kamala Prasad, the Sessa and the UNC. You don't care what analysts say, I say, and they say. The population will come out against us. They will come out because we don't have enough voices in every media houses representing the views and to shoot down the garbage that PNM pushing the rhetoric. I under real pressure out here. Nobody cares. The UNC come. I lost my little job, you know. I have no problem, you know. Come here and voting to live, you know. I working to live. I will look for a job and live. So when I vote, it's for all to give the country population, give the population an opportunity to work. Feel me? All right, morning again.
Nice. I think I played out all the voice notes, so nobody. Wait. Let me just make sure. Can't dig any horrors. Yep.
Don't forget it's 24 minutes past.
Oh, yeah. It's 14 minutes past. Well, all right. I played all what the voice notes that I could have played for the day.
Yeah, 14 past, yes.
Yeah. Well, all right. So until tomorrow morning, please go earlier, and we really had to look to organize and look to wrap up by before 9, a little at least 5 minutes before 9. We had to start to look to wrap up. And I see reporter talking there, but I don't think he did hear that we back mainstream from next.
Now, obviously, he won't update it. So I'm sure that by now he would. I'm sure that he's listening as well. But I did say at the beginning of the program, at least when at my stint, the beginning of my stint, that we will be on 91.1 Talk City, a government station, yes, indeed, from the 5th of next month, which is, of course, the first Monday in the year, as well as on television, Channel 4. And we will be, of course, beaming from there henceforth. So maybe his wish would have materialized there. It may not be sufficient from the elaborate way that he's speaking, but certainly for him at least is a step in the right direction. But we know that is a huge step in terms of making certain that we expand as much as we can and get all of the nook and crannies covered in Trinidad and Tobago, the region, and of course the world, ultimately.
Nice. Boise Macano, a pleasant good morning to you. I was trying to get in contact with Malcolm X, but I ain't getting him at all. These days, I don't know. But I'll try him again today. Anyhow, Trinidad and Tobago until tomorrow morning, please God. Same time, same place. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith.
Yes.
Alright, and then don't forget today from 12 to 2, 648 Television, Irvin Felix. And also don't forget, well, later, besides our very own Lennox Smith, COP them, Uncle Tommy them, Wall Street them.
So quite a lot.
Quite a lot. So, Trinidad and Tobago, until thanks so much. You all could have choose anywhere else to lock on, but you all choose right here on the Ground Report program. So until tomorrow morning, please God, we are out of here.
We are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.